Well, don't just sit there. Do something. You know, in Quartzsite, you didn't know there's going to be a part 3, but there is. Because I want to tell you what there is to do in Quartzsite. I've got a lot, so I'm just going to jump right into it. For a town that only has about 3,000 local residents yearly, year-round, there's a lot to do in Quartzsite. I mentioned in yesterday's video that if you forget to bring something with you, they'll probably have it. You might pay a higher price, though. That's why I say if you want to get your veggies and your fruits, bring some with you. And you could probably get them cheaper at the grocery store or Walmart. But we've got, I'm going to start off with the basics. Let's start off with the food markets. I prefer the Roadrunner Market. I really like it. They actually play pretty good music too. I know that's kind of a side note. But every time I go, I swear, I just want to start dancing through the store. They have really good veggies and a decent, not like a regular grocery store, but they do have a decent selection of fresh produce. And they're actually really good because they're only about an hour north of Yuma. And Yuma during the winter provides most of the country's vegetables. There's fields and fields and fields of vegetables that grow in Yuma. So I think it's just an hour away. So they have a good selection. Now also the Coyote Fresh Foods. I've heard that it's a smaller market, but they're excellent for fresh meats. Actually, Roadrunner is pretty good too. So if you want to get a barbecue going, get your fire pit going out on BLM land, you want to do some steaks, they have really good fresh meat in Quartzsite. Now there are two of the dollar stores. We got Dollar General and we've got Family Dollar. And believe it or not, they do have some fresh foods in there. But they also have a good selection of just, packaged processed foods. Candies and cookies and canned foods. And I think they're a little bit cheaper than the actual Roadrunner Market. But it's there. If you need it and you want something, to munch on or something, those are there. Okay. Let's move on to some restaurants. Yummo, right? Well, one of my favorites is the ×3 Family Restaurant. It's a large restaurant, nice waitresses, good food. Well, my favorite used to be the enchilada because they made the enchiladas exactly the way I made them. But thus far, they took them off the menu, so I don't know. And next, I wrote down Mountain Quail Cafe. I've been there a couple times with a friend a couple years ago. The last time I was there, it took forever to get seated, and I ended up walking out. So it's not that large, but I think they do have good food. We got the Stagecoach Restaurant. I've been there before. They also had a restaurant called Karen's. Well, Karen ran it. But when I looked today, I can't find it on Google Maps. So I don't know if she closed down. They did have a few problems. They had a couple waitresses that were literally off the wall rude. I mean, they were slamming stuff down, just being, kind of nasty and abrupt. So I have no idea, but I don't know if it's still there. But you could mark it down, maybe look for it. Here's the most popular one is Silly Al's Pizza. It's famous. In Quartzsite, you got to go to Silly Al's Pizza. If you go at night, you're going to wait for a table. It's that good. Pizza is so good there. They make it fresh. Well, of course they do. It's a pizza place. But they have a lot of different foods, and you can order alcohol and good music. And I think on weekends there's a little stage there that they set up to perform, So Silly Al's Pizza, it's a big place. Taco Mio, it's okay. Not my favorite. And then you got Barbie's Place. That's B-A-R-B-I. I think it's more of a food truck, but on Tuesday she has Taco Tuesday. So yeah, pretty cool. Now there's a whole bunch of other restaurants. Those, I haven't been to all of them. They do have a McDonald's, Carl's Jr., and I think they have a Jack in the Box and a Burger King. So there's food there. A lot of times people go to the McDonald's or the Carl's Jr. I think there's like a Starlink kind of thing, a Tesla, where you can plug in your car, electric cars at Carl's Jr. And they have sort of a really good Wi-Fi. I think they're using Starlink. I'm not sure. Keep hearing something out there. Well, anyways, so a lot of people go to McDonald's or Carl's Jr. or Burger King for Wi-Fi, but somebody had asked me about this. Let me give you the skinny on Quartzsite with Wi-Fi and cell coverage, which are two different things. It's horrible during January and February because there's so many people. If you've got nearly 1 million people in this small space, you can only imagine that the bandwidth of anything is just, it's overloaded. It's overloaded. They also have a Pilot and a Love's truck stop. And I've gone to Pilot before. If I park in this one certain space, I would always kind of be able to get Wi-Fi. Well, the last year that I was there, I went in, I said, what's up with your Wi-Fi? I can't get, he goes, nobody's getting any Wi-Fi. Nobody. It just isn't happening. There's too many people here and everybody is taking all the bandwidth, you know, that's possible. Well, what about your cell coverage for your phones, right? Well, it really depends on who you have service with. I used to have T-Mobile and Verizon. Now I just have Verizon. But T-Mobile, it really didn't do anything out there. They didn't really have good towers. But Verizon was okay. Last year, Verizon sucked too. The only one who seemed to do very well was AT&T, because I think there was a tower that was pretty close. But that's even sketchy. When you're out there, you've got a lot of the big rigs. They're streaming at night. They want to stream their movies. You just have everybody trying to get Wi-Fi or cell coverage, and it's overloaded. So good luck, which is one reason why I bought Starlink. In order to use Starlink, you have to have a big open area because you're going to be facing it. What's going to happen is the Starlink is going to try to find a satellite. It'll, and then it'll hone in on a satellite. Well, like up here in northern Arizona, this is forest up here. There's no way I could use my Starlink up here because I couldn't get, it would just say that there was too much there was too much blockage. You know, the trees would just block it. But in Quartzsite, you're out there. There's no shade. There's no trees. There's only smaller bushes. And you just got open sky. And yes, you can use Starlink. But I will mention that even there, it can go slow. Oh my gosh. So even Starlink can go slow. One of the problems I had out there in Quartzsite was trying to upload a video for y'all. It was frustrating. It was grueling. It was horrible, which is one of the reasons I'm not sure that I'm even going to go this year. I've been there for 4 years, for 4 years and straight, and I'm just not sure. But anyways, that's a skinny on that. But you can go to Pilot. You can go to Love's. Oh, I know there's an Arco station, too, on the other side of town, and a Chevron. Those are two places. If you could park somewhere near Chevron, it's out. They have a big parking lot. You can just park out there. Well, yeah, it's, you might be able to get some Wi-Fi. Now, what about regular markets for other things other than food? You've got the big K&B Tools market. Oh my gosh. You walk in there and there's just about everything. Well, not everything, but you're dealing with tent stakes. You're dealing with auto things. You're dealing with all camping things. You're just dealing with all kinds of stuff. Okay, if you're going to go to Quartzsite, you got to go to K&B Tools. It's just, you have to do it. There's this big water tower and it's painted yellow and it says, it's real tall. And it says K&B. You have Main Street, and it's on Main Street, or you have Central Boulevard. I know. Those are the two, and one goes one way and one goes this way, right? So it's just this way and this way. And then you got all these little streets. But Main Street and Central Boulevard are the main strips, okay? Now you have this place called Big Market. It ain't so big. It doesn't have much food at all. You might be able to find like some butane for your stove, some propane, liquor, things like that. But, you know, it's a must-see. Go see Big Market and see what they have. And then, of course, you've got the Quartzsite swap meets, you know. Okay, that's good for the basics. Okay, let's go to the auto needs or your RV needs. RV pit stop. Oh, my gosh, that is... It's Main, and it's on Main Street, I think. Yeah, you're coming up 95, and then you hit, I think it's on Main Street. No, it's on Central Boulevard. Okay, so they have your propane. They have dump stations. They sell ice. You can get water there. I pull in, that's a lot of, there's a few water stations around Quartzsite. That's one of the ones I use, except when it's full, when it's packed. Like come January 15th, I am not going to try to get my water in there. Unless I go really early in the morning. It's just 25 cents a gallon. And you can actually get stuck in there. There's so many RVs pulling in and they're all backed up that once you pull in to get your water, you literally might have to sit there for a half hour waiting for an RV or a fifth wheel to move the fifth wheel out of the way. So that's a little bit worrisome for us little people. And I will mention too that in Quartzsite, and you know, in the busy time of the day, you can get back. It's I won't even talk about it. It's like you can get backed up with the traffic jams. Yeah, and a lot of people have their ATVs, and they go in there with those little, you know, yeah, ATVs. But I'll tell you, you know, people can get grumpy in there because it's like, you're in my way, or yeah, okay. It's getting more crowded and more crowded, but it's still a fun time, so go. Okay, so the RV pit stop, that's big. Now, as far as auto care, they do have an excellent mechanic. It's called Best Auto RV and Truck Repair. I'll tell you, when my 2 years ago, when my minivan, the first one I had, you know, really went down. It was just oil leaks everywhere. And then I went into Tucson to buy my new minivan, the one I have now. Well, there were a couple glitches. I bought it cash on Craigslist. There were a couple glitches. First I thought, oh my God, I got a lemon. But no, it's doing fine. I love my minivan. But I'll tell you, they really helped me out, and they were not expensive. Then I was ready to take out all my seats. I wanted to start transferring everything from my old minivan to my new one. And I called them up, and they charged me $45 to take out all the seats. Oh my gosh, it was so easy. Really nice guys. Really one. So I recommend. It's called Best Auto. Okay, now we got some miscellaneous stuff here. We got the refuse transfer station. I mentioned that in yesterday's episode. So that's a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 7:30, I believe, till 1. I thought it was until 2 o'clock. I always thought it was until 2, but somebody said it was till 1. So we'll see. Just go find out for yourself. And the hours can change on a dime. I mean, they can make the hours anything they want, year by year. Okay. Now for laundry, you got the Main Street Laundromat. Jerry is the owner, or he was last year. He said he wasn't selling because it was priced at over $1 million, right? Yeah. And they have showers and a wonderful laundromat. The dryers are hot. The washers are clean. They just walk around and clean everything. Yeah, really nice. So say hi to Jerry. And then you've got Arco. I mentioned that there's an Arco gas station. and they have showers. And I hear they're a little bit cheaper than a Main Street. And you've got Pilot Truck Stop and you've got Love's Truck Stop that also have showers. And they're going to sell, you know, food, not probably fresh vegetables and fruits, but they have food there and showers, and you can gas up. Yeah. But believe me, I keep mentioning this. I'm telling you guys to go, but let me just give you a clue. That during the day, in that area of like the second week of January to the second week of February, yeah, you're going to wait in line to get gas. Try to do things early in the morning. There's a clue. Okay, what do we got? Quartzsite. Oh, these are just miscellaneous things. The Quartzsite Desert Flyers Club. Oh, Max used to go to that all the time. He joined it. He joined the club. It's a radio-controlled aircraft club. Yeah, that sounds like fun. My dad did that when he was alive. You got the public library. Hello. A lot of people go to the public library. They want to get Wi-Fi. Well, guess what? During that time, it doesn't matter where you're going to go to get Wi-Fi. The bandwidth is just stressed out. Yeah. Just give you that clue. Now, you got a dog park. If you want to take your dog to a dog park to interact with other dogs. They also have oh, this is cool. The Tyson Wells Game Store. Oh my goodness. They have any kind of game and every kind of game. Games you never in your life ever heard of. It's awesome. Awesome. Did I say it's awesome? Okay. Oh, here's one. You got the Reader's Oasis Bookstore. Okay. Now, it has a history. I did thus find out that Paul Wiener, I'm not kidding, Paul Wiener, he died this year, but his wife is still running it. But he was he's called the Naked Guy. He was the local naked guy. If you go into the store, he's naked. I did read up on him a little bit, and he said his theory is he just doesn't like the feeling of clothes. There have been 68 court cases against him, and he won every single one. Did I mention 68 court cases to get clothes on him? But he won. But it's supposed to be the most awesome bookstore. So there you go. Those are the miscellaneous. I also want to mention that Quartzsite has a really fabulous food bank. I went there with a friend. We just wanted to see what it was like, and so we went there. Easy peasy. I'm probably still in the system, although last year I didn't use them at all. But they really gave a lot of good foods, a lot of veggies and fruits, because it's so close to Yuma, and they're just pumping out, it's winter time, and they're pumping out a lot of food, right? So, yeah, all you have to do is register your name. It takes 2 minutes. And then there's certain days you can go, and you just line up, and you go in, you show your ID, they check you on the clipboard, and then they say pull around, they put a box of food in your car, you drive away. Yeah, there you go. Okay, next, I'll go through these. These are tourist places. I'll try to go, this is getting long here, but you got the High Jolly Tomb Park, okay? Now here, I did find out what his name is. It's Haji Ali. That's why they call him High Jolly. Haji Ali. High Jolly. I guess it's American, yeah. Then you've got, the High Jolly, he was asked to come over by the U.S. Cavalry. They wanted to start in the late 1800s to start a camel cavalry fleet. It did become successful, but Haji Ali, he wanted to stay, and so he did. He was kind of a famous character. He died, I believe, in 1902, and they have a pyramid tomb of him with a camel at the top. Okay, so it's pretty cool. So then there's Gunny's RV Park and Military Museum. Now, he is an ex-Marine, And what did I have? They have artifacts, photos, and keepsakes of military stuff. If you're into that, it's right there. You have the Quartzsite annual mineral shows and swap meet, January and February. There you go. And yeah, if you're into that, alrighty. Now, Castle Dome Museum. It's kind of a ghost town of pioneer days and mining. I think it's about maybe a half hour south, I believe, of Quartzsite. Just type it in, Castle Dome Museum. You also have Dripping Springs. Ooh, Dripping Springs. It's east of Quartzsite on I-10. It's historic abandoned mines, cabin made of stone, and petroglyphs from American Indians. Okay, you have the petrographs and grinding stones. It's near Quartzsite. It's in the Tyson Wash. It's home to art and the grinding stones. What the American Indians did was they used to grind corn and seeds in there, but there's these big holes. They're the grinding stones inside these big rocks, and there's these grinding holes in there. Yeah. So it's worthy to go see, right? Okay, if you like that kind of thing. Okay, you got the Baus Intiglios. Basically, you got a Native American's rock ground art. It's, I think they call it, I forget, it's not petrographs, but it's earthgraphs. And it's the fisherman. And it portrays a fisherman catching a fish in the Colorado River with a spear. I've seen it. It's starting to fade a little bit, but it's protected now. Somebody found it like in the 30s, and so they brought it to the city council, and they put a fence around it to protect it. But it really is, it's huge. So, and you can see that with the photos. Okay, here's Celia's Rainbow Garden. Well, it's a young girl. She's like 8 years old, and she just loved nature. She just thought everybody should get along and everything. Well, she passed away. She got sick, and so they dedicated, her name is Celia, and they dedicated this garden. It's pretty cool. Palm Canyon. It's an oasis of palm trees near a canyon, and it's a half hour from Quartzsite. They say it's pretty cool. I've never seen it. Quartzsite Historical Society. Ooh. It's a museum, or they also call it Tyson Wells Station Museum. There's exhibits, equipment, artifacts of pioneer and mining days. If you're into that, that's there. You have Joanne's Gum Gallery. You heard me right, gum. G-U-M. Gum. Yeah. It's the only one of its kind, I think, in the United States. I think it's pretty popular. But it's all about gum. Go see it. And then you've got the Quartzsite Town Park. That's where the RTR is going to be. It's right near the library. Okay, this I want to talk about. It's called the Peace Trail. Quartzsite is the gateway to the Arizona Peace Trail. It's 750 miles of off-road vehicle loop trails. Let me read this again. It's 750 miles of off-road vehicle loop trail system, and it runs from Yuma to Bullhead City. Wow. It's ideal for a day trip to explore around Quartzsite. You can just kind of use it, but you have to have an off-road vehicle. Yeah, and then, of course, I mentioned about the Intiglio, the fisherman. It's really called the Baus Fisherman Intiglio. It's a geograph. That was what it's called, a geograph, because it's a graph. It's a picture made out of little rocks, and it portrays a picture. It's created by the American Indians. Okay, well, this ran kind of long. Hey, listen, I'll tell you. This just gives you an idea. I don't expect you to memorize all of this, but this gives you an idea of what's there. You're going to be busy. You might just want to stay on BLM and do your boondocking and have fun and meeting people, having campfires and finding out good information from everybody. But you might want to spend a day, pick a couple of these things and go see them. I like to go to Baus. And I've been there with a whole group of people, and we all went to Baus, and we saw the fishermen's intiglio, and there's just other, I will mention when it gets a little closer, there's some other things that are pretty darn cool. I forgot about this one thing. I'll mention it later because we're running kind of deep here. But yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. We got the book, How to Live in a Minivan, the Minivan Leeway. Oh, yeah. And it's got list upon list. You all know that if you've been watching me a while. And we've got neck gaiters. You know, I would go ahead and get those soon. Order them on minivanlee.com. And you're going to need your shamags. I think my next video, I might show you how to wear a shamag. Might as well go over it again. So, until tomorrow, everybody. I love you guys. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.
What did, oh.
Are we videotaping? Yeah, we are. Okay. Oh, look at that.
No wonder Abby puts her nose to the ground so much every morning.
Look at that. How cool. Focus. Looky there.
He's into her poop, I think. Oh, you know what? I didn't bring her dishes in, did I? That son of a gun is eating the rest of her food.
If you want to go forward and do something, that's great, but I just wanted to get this recorded. So, yeah. Look at there.
Yeah, follow him so we can keep, I don't have to turn my phone. Yeah, there you go.
Where's he going? Is there a...
I'm trying not to scare him
I
off.
know.
Yeah, he was eating our food, huh?
They're following me, oh no.
Smile.
The jig is up.
Yeah.
Jig is up.
Oh crap, they're onto me, man.
Well, I think he's a goner.
He's gonna hide in the bushes, I bet though.
Yep, I wouldn't be surprised.
That was cool,
That was
huh?
really cool.